everyone, for dinner tonight I'm making beef neck bones. And I'm going to bake mine, but you may boil them. You can also use pork neck bones. I eat those too. But I have been waiting on my beef neck bones. So I finally caught some at the store. So I have my oven preheated to 350. I'm going to place these in this pan so we can go ahead and get them seasoned up. And now that I have them in the pan, I'm going to add a little bit of my olive oil. You don't have to use any olive oil if you don't want to. I'm going to rub them down with my oil. And then we're going to pile on our seasonings. Now you all already know, honey, what we're using. I'm definitely going to use my beef broth base. I'm going to add a little bit of my Greek and my adobo. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that on there, and I'll show you the neck bones before we put them in the oven. Now I'm also going to add potatoes to mine and make a gravy, but I'll show you how I do mine in steps. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bake these neck bones for 2 hours on 350 covered with nothing else in the pan. You don't need nothing. Okay, so here are mine seasoned before they go in. Again, don't add nothing else to the pan once you season them. I'm just going to cover it tightly with foil, and then I'll come back before I do the next step. So now we're going to set our timer for 2 hours, and it's on 350. Alright, so it's been 2 hours, so I took my beef neck bones out. I have not opened them yet, so try not to get burnt. I want you all to see them. We're going to see them together. Oh my goodness. They look amazing. Take this foil off. So as you can see, our neck bones made their own juice. See all that juice down there? We didn't put anything in it. We did it together. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to add in some potatoes. And if you check the tenderness of your meat, they're tender, but they're not as tender as I would want mine. So I'm going to go a little longer. But definitely. Boy. We're going to eat good tonight. Okay. So I'm going to add in some potatoes, you all. Then we're going to make this gravy and pour it on in there. We got them in there the best way we could. Now here I have some flour. I got some more of my beef base and some seasonings. And I'm going to mix up this flour with some beef broth. And we're going to pour that in. Alright, so I got mine blended as much as I could. Trying to get those clumps out. And now I'm just going to pour this over. Make sure it's spread evenly. And now we're going to pour enough beef broth in here to come at least all the way, not fill it up, but we need to come at least halfway. So I'm going to just pour that in. Okay, you all, so they are going back into the oven. Now I'm going to cook my beef neck bones another hour, maybe a little longer than that, depends. I'm going to check the tenderness, but usually another hour does it, and the potatoes will be nice and tender. So when I come back, I'll show you all the finished product, and we're going to cover them back up. Okay, so my beef neck bones and potatoes are done. Woo, hot, hot, hot. Just took them out the oven, you all. Let me bring you up close so you can see. Looks delicious. It smells amazing, you all. Smells amazing. So I am not going to taste any right now. These are for dinner, but I wanted to show you all the finished product. The meat is nice and tender. Let me grab a fork so you can see. And you just want to cook yours until your meat is the way that you want it to be, okay? So the meat is nice and tender. Oh, and that's what you want. So these were thicker. They would, you know, if they're small, if they're thinner, you don't need to cook them as long. But for the thicker ones, you want to cook until they are tender. So, all right, you all, that's it. So give it a try. And I want to thank you all so much for watching. and you have a wonderful, blessed day.